So the new Pikmin game is going to be ridiculously simple. It's not going to be heavily related to all the other Pikmin games, allowing both the new generation and the old generation to play. The storyline is going to be something on the verge, and that, my dear friend, is the story of how the great Captain Olimar managed to repay the planet's debt, using the help of these magnificent little creatures called Pikmin. That sounds so interesting. I'm going to go off and find them. And then they all get crash landed on the planet. The thing that's not making sense to me is the fact they've said it's timed, which makes me think that they're going to be stranded there. Now the problem with this is Pikmin 3 is going to be ridiculously bigger than Pikmin 1. So much so that if they'd made ship parts like Pikmin 1, this would happen. It's taken us 5 days, but we finally managed to kill every creature in here. Now all we have left is the final boss. After we kill that, we will have our first spaceship part, and we will be 1/30 of the way of getting back. Are you ready, my friends? Let us go! Okay, that was just an excuse to use this shield and my telescope pen, which extends. But anyway, that's the point. It's going to be too big to use ship parts. So they might use something like bio, or it might be like the second one again, where they need money, but that's pretty much bad. So yeah, I'm going with the biofuel one. I like that idea, and that's my idea. Something else I want to tell the internet is I don't think there are going to be any underground levels. There's been lots of speak of the really dark one being underground. However, I believe that's just a massive open map. They said there are going to be time limits there, and truthfully honest, the underground didn't have time limits. And so truthfully honest, if you add the underground, you've got to take the time limits off as well. So I don't reckon underground's there. You really focus on the storyline. What you should be focusing on is the types of Pikmin. Now the rock Pikmin add a new dimension to the game. So all the new Pikmin that crop up aren't going to have new hazards, and truthfully it's going to be immune to stuff. They're going to add new elements. Just like the rock Pikmin over here have the ability to break stuff, and so they add hard, like glass substances that can be broken, adding the element of hard objects that you need to break and soft objects that you stick Pikmin to kill. Truthfully honest, the only other Pikmin we've seen are the pink flying Pikmin, which again are going to add a new interesting element to the game. I'm intrigued to see how they will, because before the game came out, when people were just talking about it, everyone seemed to be going, I would really like Pikmin to fly, which I thought was a silly idea because how they were going to get it to work seemed impossible to me. How Nintendo would somehow manage to do it, possibly. Now we've seen the purple and white Pikmin in the new bonus/contents, or whatever you want to call it, footage. However, I believe they're going to be bonus Pikmin. So after you complete the game, it goes, congratulations on completing the game. You can now play it again as the white or purple Pikmin. However, I think most people aren't going to like this idea and won't be able to play them through the storyline, so that's probably a bad idea. Before they announced Pikmin 3, I had the idea that what you would have is different onions. So truthfully honest, before you landed on the planet, you would have all your different onions in the air, and you would pick 3 to go down to your planet with you. And this would help you, and this would add more strategy to the game, as in you had to pick 3 to come down with you, and those would have to run around. Now truthfully honest, this might happen, this might not, it's not sure. But that's one of my ideas. Honest, seeing what they've actually done is really, really unlikely, is the fact that you have maps so big that you can enter them from different points. So you start at one side of the map, you then fight your way down to another, and then the next day you can start at that point and fight your way even further. And the maps will connect, so there'll be lots of different ways of getting there. However, truthfully honest, knowing that it's all happening on the gamepad, this probably isn't going to happen. This might happen, given that the only map we've had so far is the trial, and it would simply require a lot of scrolling to see the next area where you're trying to. However, if it was this big, there would be no point looking at the overall thing, since you won't be able to get to everywhere you're trying to go. So, now that I think about it, that might actually happen as well. Either if you're listening, you take the game trial and then release it in the Nintendo eShop so everyone can play it. I can understand, however, if you found one area with 500 people playing it, and if 5 million people are going to play it, they're going to find a million errors. But even so, I want to play it, so release it before it comes out. Bye!